They said I was naive, unworthy, destined to fail. I heard it over and over, whispered in hallways, shouted across rooms, masked behind polite smiles. At first, their hatred felt like a storm battering me, relentless and cruel, the kind of storm that makes you question if the ground beneath your feet is real. But as I stood there, soaked and trembling, I realized something no one ever tells you. Hatred has lessons hidden inside it, lessons disguised as pain. And the people who hated me, with their sneers, dismissals, and envy, they became my unintentional teachers. The first lesson came in the form of mockery. They laughed at my dreams, ridiculed my ambitions, called me unrealistic, foolish, a joke. At first it stung. The laughter echoed in my mind at night, gnawing at my confidence. But slowly a strange clarity emerged. Every word they threw at me became a mirror, showing not my flaws, but the fear they projected onto me. I learned that ridicule is often a reflection of someone else's limitations, a measure of what they cannot achieve. And the moment I realized this, their laughter lost its power. I started to chase my dreams, not despite their scorn, but because of it, fueled by a fire they didn't understand. Then came betrayal. People I trusted turned against me, whispered behind my back, undermined my efforts. It was a sharp, sudden pain, the kind that feels like falling and breaking midair. And yet, in that void, I learned the second lesson. Trust cautiously, but forgive silently. Not for them, but for myself. I realized that resentment is heavy, a weight that keeps you grounded while the world moves on. By forgiving, I freed myself. I understood that some people's hatred isn't personal. It's a reflection of who they are, and learning to carry my own peace became a superpower. The third lesson was patience. People doubted me, questioned every decision, assumed I would falter. Their doubt was like a clock ticking in the background, a constant reminder of how far I still had to go. But I discovered that patience isn't passive, it's active endurance. Every step I took forward, no matter how small, became an act of quiet defiance. The ones who hated me wanted instant failure, wanted me to crumble overnight, but life doesn't work on their schedule. Success, I realized, isn't about proving them wrong in a day. It's about living well over a lifetime. Their hatred became a metronome, teaching me to move deliberately, to value slow victories, and to savor the quiet moments of progress that no one applauds. The fourth lesson was humility. Ironically, being hated forced me to look inward. When someone despises you, they often amplify your ego, trying to diminish your sense of self. But in confronting their hatred, I had to confront myself. I learned to question my motives, to dissect my intentions, to separate arrogance from confidence. Humility became a shield, allowing me to grow without becoming the person my enemies feared or envied. I understood that being hated doesn't mean you are hated for who you are. Sometimes it means you are evolving, becoming more than they can comprehend. Their disdain became a compass, pointing me toward the best version of myself. And the fifth, perhaps the most profound lesson, was resilience. Hatred is a relentless teacher. It doesn't rest. It doesn't let you forget. Every word, every sneer, every calculated insult was a hammer striking at my resolve. But each strike also hardened me, made me unyielding. I realized that resilience isn't the absence of fear. It's the choice to keep walking forward, step by step, in spite of it. The people who hated me unknowingly sculpted my character, shaping a person who doesn't crumble under criticism, who doesn't shy away from adversity, who stands taller because of the storms around him. Looking back, I understand now that their hatred was never truly about me. It was a mirror, a challenge, a test of endurance and integrity. It forced me to confront my own weaknesses, to sharpen my mind, to strengthen my heart. And in learning these 5 lessons, the power of perspective, the liberation of forgiveness, the discipline of patience, the armor of humility, and the unbreakable nature of resilience, I realized something extraordinary. The people who hated me were, in their own bitter way, my greatest teachers. So if you ever find yourself in their position, doubted, criticized, despised, don't recoil. Don't fight them with anger. Listen, observe, learn. The sting of hatred is temporary, but the lessons it imparts can last a lifetime. And one day, when the world seems quiet and the storm is past, you'll understand what I came to know, that the shadows of those who wished you harm can illuminate the brightest path you will ever walk. Because in the end, it wasn't their hatred that defined me. It was the strength I discovered in facing it.